PowerPoint Chapter 3, Video 4. Okay, so we're going to use the same file that we used for our last step-by-step. So it's the profit analysis solution. If you happen to close it, make sure you open it back up. Okay, we're going to be on slide 2. So this is the one that we created and we filled our text box and also put a border around. Okay, so on slide 2, okay, we want to select the text box that contains this information. And we want to click on the Drawing Tools Format tab. So this one up here where it says Shape Format. So it's a little different than what it is on a PC. It says Shape Format instead of Drawing Tools. Okay, we're going to go to Shape Fill. And under Shape Fill, we're going to click Picture. Okay, right here it says Picture. And then it says we are going to insert a file from your Chapter 3. So make sure you're on Chapter 3. And over here you'll notice it says Images, and it's the only one that you could actually fill in. So we're going to click that, and we're going to click Insert. And what that does is whatever that picture was, it fills inside that text box. So it fills that text box with that picture, that image. Okay. With the same text box still selected on the Drawing Tools Format tab, click the Shape Fill button. Okay, so we're going to go up here to Shape Fill. We're going to go to Gradient, and we're going to click the Linear Right Sample. So we're going to go to Gradient, and that's linear down, and that's diagonal, linear diagonal, linear right. Which one did I say? Linear right. So we want to do linear right. Okay, in the light variation section, and determine the name of a sample. We want to point to each sample, and so this is what it will do. And notice it kind of goes with the line that we put around the stroke line. Okay, on the Drawing Tools Format tab, we're going to go back to Gradient. So click on that. And we're going to go back up here to the gradient. Okay, and we want to go to More Gradients. Okay, and we're going to click on the color. Right here is your color. And we want to do Dark Red Accent 2. So find Dark Red Accent 2. It's probably this one. Okay, and notice what a gradient is. It's got the light color on one end. It's got the darker on the other. Okay, drag the center stop on the gradient stops bar until the value in the position box reads 25. Okay, so we're going to move this. We're going to move it to the right until it's 25. Okay, and we're going to drop it. And we're going to close this. And we're going to hit save. Okay, so that's another way that we can fill our text box. Okay, we're going to save this presentation and we're going to use it for our next one. Okay, with the slide 2 displayed, click the Insert tab and then click the text box. Okay, so we're going to unselect that text box. So we're going to go to Insert, and we are going to do another text box. Okay, we're going to drag and draw a new text box to the right of the existing one, approximately 4.5 inches wide. Okay, so we're going to go 4.5 inches wide. And like I said, we will resize them later. So you can do whatever size, and then we will resize it later if we need to. Okay, we're going to type in this. And so, okay, so once you get your information typed in here, okay, we want to make sure that this text box is selected. We're going to go up here to our Shape Format tab. Okay, we're going to go to Shape Fill. So we're going to go back over here. This time, instead of gradient, we're going to go to texture. Now you get this texture gallery, and we want to do papyrus. Okay, So this is the one we're going to select. Kind of has a weave to it. And so when you do a texture, it fills that text box with the texture. Okay. We're going to click on slide 3. And we're going to select the text box containing the bulleted list, which is this one. And we're going to right click the text box to display the shortcut menu and click Format Shape. Okay, so we're going to right click and we are going to go to Format Shape. So when you do Format Shape, your shape pane format pane is going to pop up over here to the right. Okay, we want to click Pattern Fill. So right here where it says Pattern Fill. And so these are all the different patterns that we could select from. Okay, we want to click the diagonal stripes, light downward. So diagonal stripes, that one's dark upwards. And so maybe this one's diagonal stripes, light downward. And that's the one we want to select. Okay, the first pattern in the third row. We want to click the foreground button to browse for a color. So this is your foreground. We're going to change colors. We want to do brown accent 6. So find brown accent 6. That's brown 3, 4, and 6. Okay, so we're going to click that. And so what that did was change whatever was red to brown. Okay, we could also do background. And so right now the background is white. So this is what happens if I choose black. So it makes it kind of darker. Okay, so just so you know what the difference is. So I undid that. We're going to close this task pane and we're going to save our presentation. Okay, now we want to click on slide 2. Okay, and we want to drag each division, this text box right here, and we want to drag it to the bottom of the slide under the other text box. So we're going to grab it and we're going to drag it down here. Notice when you have it, you have that dotted line. It tells you you're all lined up with everything. Okay. We're going to click the text box that contains the list of divisions beginning with sales. And on the Home tab in the paragraph group, we're going to click the Add and Remove Columns button. Okay, so we're going to click this. And on the Home tab in the paragraph group, okay, we want to click the Add or Remove Columns. So this is going to be, that's text direction, line spacing. Okay, add or remove columns. So we're going to click on that. Okay, and you get a menu. We're going to click 2 columns. Okay, PowerPoint formats the list of items into 2 columns. The columns are truncated at this point because the text box is not wide enough. So that means they kind of fall over on each other and they're split. So notice development is split. Okay, so we're going to make this a little bigger. So we're going to drag the right border of the text box to the right to widen it enough that you have 2 columns that can appear side by side with neither one being truncated. Okay, so we're going to product about right there, I think. Okay. We're going to click the Drawing Tools Format tab and in the Size group, so Drawing Tools Format tab, in the Size group, where are we at? We want to click the down arrow for the Shape Height text box to decrease the shape height until each column contains 7 lines. Okay, so with this, I didn't pull it far enough, so I'm going to pull it out a little bit, and then we're going to do this to where we have enough, they're even, the lines are even, okay? So I'm pulling that out a little bit. There we go. I'm going to call this good. It's not 7 lines of text. It's 5 because I don't think I missed anything, but we're going to go with this. All right. Okay, so we are going to move this down a little bit so it's centered a little bit. Okay, and we have about the same distance between them, and they are all lined up on this red line to the left. Okay, and they're all on that line. So once you have that, we're good to go. And I want you to hit save. Okay, and you can close this file, and for our next step-by-step, we will use a different file, and it will be on a different video.